I'm skilled at just one thing: passing cabin crew interviews. Since 2016, I've attended 9 airline interviews and got job offers from 4 airlines. Only 4? That doesn't sound impressive, does it? What about the other 5? Failures, and yes, they were painful. But here's the thing: I didn't let those failures define me. I examined every single one under a microscope, figured out what went wrong, and turned my experience into a system that works. That's how I finally became a part of that 1% who receives congratulations email after the interview. Now, since starting my blog, I've been flooded with messages asking the same questions: how do I pass the assessment day? Or what do airlines really look for? Some even offered me to pay for private coaching, but I believe this knowledge should be free and accessible to everyone. So today I'm going to give you everything you need to know to get hired as a flight attendant in 2025 for free. No more stressing about what's going to happen on a particular airline interview. No more worrying about airlines changing the tasks you've prepared for. After watching this video, you know the formula and you'll be ready for anything. And here's what you'll learn today: what happens on assessment day, the tasks, the eliminations, and what to expect, the 5 key skills airlines are silently testing, and how to show you've got them. What if you don't have these skills? I'll show you the way how to build them fast. And the SPF formula. This is my proven system to help you become the candidate every airline wants. And of course, your plan of action. No fluff, just clear steps to walk into that interview and win. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do and how to do. I've spoken to hundreds of cabin crew candidates, broken down this process many times, and I'm sharing it all with you. It won't cost you anything, but it could change everything for you. Let's dive in. So, what does the cabin crew assessment day really look like? Let's start with the basics. Cabin crew interviews usually come in 2 formats: online and in person, commonly known as assessment days. Let me break it down for you. Online interviews, these have few stages but require one key thing: patience. Lots of it. You might wait weeks or months to hear back. The process typically includes submitting a video introduction, attending a virtual interview, which is usually a video call with a recruiter, and completing online tests, for example, English. For example, when I was hired by Etihad Airways, it was an entirely online interview process that took about 6 months from application to joining the airline. In person assessment days, this is where the real action happens. To attend, you either apply online or wait for an invitation, or show up on an open day where anyone can bring their CV and participate. Here's the difference: if you apply online, your application is usually screened by an automated system looking for keywords in your profile. On open days, recruiters assess you in person and decide if you move forward or not. Once you're invited to an in-person assessment day, the process can vary depending on the location and the number of candidates. It typically lasts between 1 to 3 days. For example, in smaller regions like Georgia, everything is usually done in one day, and in larger hubs like Singapore, the process might stretch across 2 3 days. For example, in Valencia, Spain, one of my followers passed the Emirates interview in just one day and moved to Dubai within a month. Now, what happens on assessment days? No matter the location, the structure of an assessment day is fairly consistent. Here's what you can expect: a company presentation, self introductions, either individually or in groups, exercises where you might be asked to speak on a topic for 1 minute or describe a picture, group activities, role playing scenarios, a height and tattoo check, an English proficiency test. This might include multiple choice questions, reading, or even writing an essay. And finally, a one on one interview where recruiters ask their questions. After the company presentations, recruiters give each candidate a number to stick on their jacket. Throughout the interview, they observe your body language, they listen to your responses, and take notes based on your number. After each round, starting from the self introduction, they announce the numbers of candidates who made it to the next stage. If your number isn't called, you're eliminated without any feedback. And that's the hardest part of cabin crew interviews, not knowing what went wrong or why you were not selected. I know many people avoid digging into the reasons. They just wait 3 to 6 months to reapply, search for specific airline interview tasks, and hope for better luck next time. If that sounds like you, I have to be honest, you are setting yourself up for a failure. Here's why. Too many candidates focus on preparing for specific tasks they've seen in a YouTube video, maybe even one of mine, like for Etihad or Wizz Air. But if the tasks are different during the actual interview, they panic, they fail, then they blame the airline for changing the process or even blame us, YouTubers. That the problem isn't that the interview process changes. The real issue is focusing on tasks instead of building skills. You need to be flexible. You see, recruiters aren't looking for someone who can simply pass a specific stage of the interview. They're looking for someone with the right qualities: communication, emotional intelligence, quick thinking, teamwork, and English fluency, of course. That's where your focus needs to be. So, if you want to succeed, stop preparing for tasks and start becoming the person they want to hire. Because when you develop the right skills, it doesn't matter what the tasks are, you handle them all with confidence. So, stick around till the end of this video, and you won't need to keep Googling interview tasks or searching for answers. I've already done the work for you. I've broken down the exact skills you need and gathered real tasks and questions from actual interviews to help you develop that skills. So let's stop wasting time on bits and pieces and focus on what really matters. Ready? Let's start with the first stage, self-introduction. This stage might look slightly different depending on the airline, but the goal is always the same: to see how well you present yourself. For example, at Wizz Air, I was asked to introduce myself individually in 2 minutes, and at Emirates, I had to do a quick introduction in front of all the other candidates. Different airlines, but the same purpose. Recruiters will pay attention to how you walk, how you speak, how you interact with others, and what you say. So, this stage is your chance to showcase good body language, clear communication skills, English fluency, and the ability to manage stress gracefully. Now, how do you prepare for this? Here's the good news. I've already done the groundwork for you again. You'll find a detailed example of how to answer the introduce yourself question on the Spacehin platform. And the best part, it's free. The link is in the description. Check it out anytime 24/7 and prepare at your own pace. The next exercise is all about testing how quickly you think. It can take different forms. Pick a card and talk about the topic for 1 minute. Describe a picture and answer related questions. Talk about your favorite destination or explain your profession and what it has common with air flight attendant's role. These are tasks you often see in Etihad or Emirates interviews. Recruiters like to mix things up. On one interview, they might ask about your favorite destination, and on another, they'll focus on your profession. But here's the good news: it won't be a problem for you. Why? Because instead of focusing on specific tasks, we are building the key skills you need to pass this interview stage, such as communication skills, English fluency, and of course, quick thinking. But let's be honest, there is no point in just telling you to think quickly or speak clearly. These are things you need to practice. So, to make sure you're fully prepared, I've created a special exercise on Spacehin platform. There you'll find 40 hidden cards with a 1 minute timer to help you practice thinking quickly and expressing yourself clearly, just like in real interviews. It's super easy. Click record, talk, and get an improved version of your response. Okay, let's keep moving. The next stage is the group activity. You'll be in a team of 10-12 people solving a task or prioritizing a situation. Examples: deciding who to save from a fire or choosing who gets the Employee of the Month award. The goal: work together and reach one decision. You'll need to discuss, share your opinion, agree or politely disagree, and collaborate as a team. No voting allowed, and sometimes you present either the team's decision or your personal view. This task has been part of every assessment day I've attended except online interviews, so you can't skip it. To nail this stage, focus on problem solving, creative and quick thinking, communication, English proficiency, and of course, emotional intelligence. Now, again, I've already done the hard part for you. On the Space Hint platform, I published 8 group activity tasks similar to those from Etihad, Emirates, and Wizz Air to give you a clear idea of what you might face. But don't just read the tasks, solve them. Practice with virtual candidates in a chat format. It's tough, I know, I won't lie. You'll probably sweat a little, but hey, better to sweat now than during the real interview, right? Alright, let's keep going. The next stage is role playing games. This is where you step into the role of cabin crew while the recruiter plays a frustrated passenger, or maybe you'll act as a waiter or receptionist dealing with an angry customer. Here are 2 examples from my own experience. At Wizz Air, I had to reassure an elderly passenger who boarded the wrong plane and was heading to the wrong destination that everything would be fine. At Etihad, my task was to calm down an angry passenger who had been waiting for 40 minutes for their meal. Now, here's what you need to know. Recruiters will stay in character no matter what. They'll act stubborn, they'll complain, and even if you've offered the perfect solution, they'll push you further just to see how you handle it. That's why role playing is something you absolutely need to practice at least once. And to make it easy for you, I've included this exact scenario. An angry customer waiting 40 minutes for their order, you know this scenario, in the free package on Spacing platform. It's simple, effective, and designed just for you. So why not give it a try? Now, let's talk about a stage you simply can't skip, the English test. The process is pretty straightforward. Depending on the airline, it might look like a timed multiple choice test, like an Emirates, or an untimed test with audio based questions, like an Etihad. Here's the thing, you don't need perfect English to start applying. If your level is around B1, B2, that's good enough to take the first step. Don't wait until you're flawless. Go for an interview, get the experience. Whether you pass or fail, you'll gain motivation to improve your English. And trust me, in the 6 months before your next interview, you'll have plenty of time to prepare. That said, always aim for C1. It's a total game changer and will double your chances of getting hired. But let me remind you, English alone won't get you the job. Recruiters are looking for more, and we'll cover that very soon. And now we've reached the final stage, the interview with a recruiter. This is where it all comes together. Throughout the day, the recruiter has been observing you, your behavior, your attitude, your interactions, and now in the final interview, they connecting the dots. Does what you say match what they've seen? Here's how it works. You typically be asked 3 5 questions about your motivation for becoming cabin crew, your long-term plans within the airline, and of course your past experience that showcase the qualities they're looking for. But here's the exciting part. I've spoken to over 500 candidates and gathered 90 real questions that are repeatedly asked in final interview across different airlines. Out of those, I've identified the 15 most common questions you absolutely need to prepare for. And let me be crystal clear, these aren't guesses, these are the exact questions successful candidates have answered, the ones who are now flying for airlines. And if they did it, so can you. To succeed, you need to show that you have these key skills: problem solving, communication, emotional intelligence, quick thinking, and of course, English fluency. But it's not just about listing your skills, it's about presenting your personality and experience in a way that makes it clear you're the person they want to hire. You need to share your story, but with the right focus. Some recruiters may ask for additional qualities like flexibility, adaptability, or attention to detail, and that's great, but you don't need to overcomplicate things. If you can speak English fluently. Think quickly, communicate effectively, understand people, and solve problems. You're good to fly. Let's break it down further. These five golden skills are the foundation of every single stage of the interview process. Take a look at this table. See what I mean? Whether it's picking a card, solving a group activity, or answering final interview questions, these five skills are at the core of everything. Now, what if airlines change the tasks? Guess what? They'll still be looking for the same core abilities. That's why focusing on building these skills isn't just about one interview, it's about setting yourself up for success with any airline. Sure, you can try to fake these skills during the interview, but let's be honest, that doesn't work in the long run. Airlines need people who truly live the skills, not just pretend to have them. That's exactly why most airlines require at least 1 year of experience in customer service. They hope that during that time, you've developed the qualities needed to handle the demands of being a cabin crew member. Things like emotional intelligence, quick thinking, and problem solving. But what if you don't have these skills? Don't worry, I'll show you how to build them fast. That's exactly why we've designed the Space Hint platform. Here's how it works. Role plays. You'll practice real scenarios like calming an angry customer waiting for pizza or reassuring a passenger heading to the wrong destination. These aren't just exercises, they are the exact situations you might face in an interview or in the job. Group activities. Work with virtual candidates in a chat format. Practice expressing opinions, agreeing or disagreeing, and presenting decisions. You'll learn how to collaborate and stand out as a team player. Pick a card. Develop your quick thinking and English fluency with 40 hidden cards and timed responses. This exercise sharpens your ability to think fast and speak clearly. English test. Test your grammar on key topics like conditionals or past perfect tense. The first test is free and will pinpoint exactly where you need to improve. And of course, final interview practice. Access real questions. Yes, the exact one successful candidates have already answered. You know what to expect and how to craft your own confident, authentic responses. And the best part, after every exercise, you'll get detailed AI feedback on your key skills, an enhanced version of your response. You don't need to memorize anything, just focus on the key points for improvements, and your response is still yours. No one will copy it. This isn't just about preparation. It's about transformation. You'll develop the skills that make recruiters say, that's the candidate we want. So the question is, are you ready to start building the skills? The link is below the video. Dive in, practice, and take the first step towards your dream job. But wait, how do you make sure all the efforts pays off? Alright, let's get serious for a moment. If you want to pass your cabin crew interview, you can't just hope for the best. You need a system, a formula, one that's simple, clear, and works. And that's where SPF comes in. Think of it as your protection against failure, just like SPF protects your skin from the sun. By now, you already know what's most important. You've seen how every stage of the interview is designed to test your skills, not just your answers. You've learned that it's not about memorizing tasks, but about mastering the core qualities airlines are looking for. Because let's face it, airlines interview are tough. They're designed to push you. New tasks, tricky questions, unexpected challenges. Most candidates panic. Why? Because they focus on memorizing answers instead of building skills. But you won't. You'll focus on SPF. First up, skills development. Airlines aren't looking for robots. They're looking for 5 key skills that every cabin crew member must have. Communication. Speak clearly and confidently. Problem solving. Find solutions when things go wrong. Quick thinking. Adapt and react in tricky situations. Emotional intelligence. Read people, handle emotions, and respond with empathy. And English fluency. You don't need to sound like a native, but you must express yourself. Here's the thing. These skills are tested silently at every stage. Self introductions, group tasks, role plays, it's never about the task, it's about showing the skills. Now, let's talk about practice tasks. Here's the mistake most candidates make. They think watching YouTube videos is enough. It's not. You need to practice on real tasks in real conditions with time limits and pressure. Ask yourself, can you talk about recycling or charity for 1 minute without panicking? Can you handle a role play where a passenger is angry because their meal is late? Can you work in a group to decide who to save first during a plane crash and still manage to stand out? On Space Hint, I've prepared exercises for every scenario. Pick a card, group discussions, different role plays, and more. You practice, make mistakes, and fix them here, not in the interview room. And finally, feedback and focus. This is where most people fail. They prepare for interview blindly without knowing what they actually need to improve. On Space Hint, when you complete a task, you don't just get a well done or try again. You received detailed feedback. What you did well, where you can improve, and a refined version of your answer. Better, sharper, but still yours. You're not memorizing scripts, you're learning how to think, react, and respond like a cabin crew member. And that's what makes recruiters notice you. So here's the bottom line: the SPF formula isn't magic, it's a proven system. Develop your skills, practice the right tasks, use feedback to improve. And if you keep going, if you keep improving, there is no way you'll fail. Because the moment you walk into that interview room, you won't just look ready. You'll be ready. So go to the link in the description and try the first exercises for free. Start practicing. Protect yourself from failure. And when you get that email saying congratulations, welcome on board, you'll know you earned it. But let's talk about how to actually make that happen. You know the formula. Now it's time to put it into action. Here's a step by step plan to get you from where you are now to walking into that interview with confidence. The plan is simple and it works for any airline. Go to Space Hint and do the self check, completing every exercise at least once. It's free. Here's what you'll need to try. Pick a card, speak on a random topic for 1 minute. Remember quick thinking, communication, and English fluency. These are key skills you'll need in every interview. Group activities. Solve the tasks in a team, share opinions, agree or disagree, and come to one decision. Statistically, people learn more from practice when they try to solve something first before knowing the right answer. So, in group activities, you'll see the correct response and guidance only after you've tried it yourself. Maybe that wasn't the sweetest thing for me to do, but hey, this is what it takes to avoid bitter results. Role plays. Handle real life scenarios like calming an angry passenger or solving a tricky problem. Let me tell you, this is a must do for anyone who dreams of flying. Scenarios like this aren't taught in airline training academies. These are practical insights based on my personal experience. Even if you pass the interview successfully, come back and finish this section. Trust me, it's worth it. English test. Test your grammar on real interview style questions with a time limit. If you make mistakes, we'll show you exactly what to improve. Final interview practice. Answer real recruiters' questions. These aren't guesses, they are the exact questions successful candidates have faced. Try answering each question at least once to organize your thoughts and experiences. Be ready to talk about situations where you went above and beyond, dealt with an angry customer, received bad feedback from a manager, or even had a conflict with a colleague. I made these mistakes myself when I went for a final interview, thinking, oh, if they ask this, I'll say that, but it didn't work out. I should have prepared more thoroughly. And check your results. If you handle all tasks from the self check easily and confident, you're ready to go and impress the recruiters. If some tasks challenge you, take this as a sign to invest in advanced preparation. If your interview is in less than a week, use the Express program. It focuses on the most common hand-picked tasks and questions for last-minute preparation. No need to schedule a time, just register and get instant 24/7 access. We know it's urgent. If you have more time, go for the ultimate program with all the questions, answers, examples, and guided practice you need. Now, Here's something important. It's not enough to just look ready. You need to be ready. Airlines are not just testing your answers, they are testing your skills. Here's my tip: grab a notebook, write down the new words and phrases you learned, and revisit the exercises to practice using them again. Even if you think a specific task won't appear in your interview, don't skip it. We are not memorizing answers, we are building the right skills recruiters are looking for. One last thing. If you're the part of Ultimate program, you have direct access to me on WhatsApp. I know many of you message me on Instagram, but honestly, I can't always keep up. On WhatsApp, I'll be there for you. Whether you're stressing over your resume, debating what to wear, or just need a quick pep talk before the big day. Spacing isn't just preparation, it's transformation. Build your skills, practice the right tasks, use feedback to improve. And when you walk into that interview room, you won't just hope for the best. You'll be ready to win. The link is below this video. Start today and let's make sure your next email says, "Congratulations, welcome on board." Now, here's the little secret. Space Hint isn't something everyone knows about. It's for you, the one who watch my YouTube or follow me on Instagram. I created this platform for you, but I built it as if I were building it for myself. With my team, we worked really hard to make sure it's helpful and that it gives you the tools to succeed. Sharing this with you is a big moment for me, and I truly hope that it makes difference for you. And if you find it helpful, it would mean the world to me if you left a like and a lovely comment. And I promise I'll be here on YouTube more often. Yes, I promise. Bye bye.